Hello, and welcome to another K-State podcast. Brian Smoller, along with the head coach of K-State Volleyball, Jason Mansfield. Little different look for these individual one-on-one visits that we have with Jason Mansfield or any other coach, and soon to be Gene Taylor. It's kind of be all the same now because we're trying to multimedia it. I don't know if that's a verb, but I just made it one. We're going to have podcasts available for you to listen back to this or to share with your friends or watch it back if you want to see our faces. I don't know if we have enough makeup for all that, but we'll try our best to get through it. Anyway, we welcome in the head volleyball coach of K-State, Jason Mansfield, to talk a little bit about where the program's at, as we haven't visited in a while, off of a tremendous season last year and getting ready for the spring. So how are you?
I'm doing well.
You are?
Doing well, yeah. We're back in the gym, and, that's my happy place. And so, yeah, the last couple weeks have been great to be able to get back into it and really kind of break down each individual player and kind of what they need to improve on. So.
We're going to get to that in a moment. First, we got to ask you about the biggest news that came for any K-State volleyball fan during this offseason, which was the announcement by Aaliyah Carter that she made online that she was coming back for her COVID year. Beyond the obvious, she's a fantastic player. She's an All-American, Big 12 Player of the Year candidate, all those things. What did that do for your program by her announcing that?
Yeah, it was huge. It was unexpected. She did some soul searching after we didn't make the tournament and deciding to come back. But just her leadership and her experience, and I think the biggest thing is just the motivation. You don't get that until you're in your last year. And I think that her motivation right now in the gym and just in general is going to really push us, I think, in the direction that we need to go. So. Yeah, there's so many ways that she is going to help our team, not just on the court, but off the court, and I'm really excited for her to continue to grow.
Wildcat fans equally excited. You have her and Anaya now on the left side, certainly. You did also still go to the portal, and you added a couple of players. So tell us a little bit about Meg Brown, Jordan Williams, what you liked about them. Two middles, two different points in their careers, but what did you like about them?
Yeah, I think losing Sydney Bolding, Kitty Fernholz, I think that those two, players were very important to our team. And so when we were looking in the portal, we were looking for those positions. And, Jordan Williams is, she was a top 10 recruit coming out of high school. She unfortunately, tore her Achilles her freshman year and hasn't really had a chance to play and be on the court. So she's really motivated to prove, that she can do it, and we're really happy to have her. She's a great teammate, just a great person and a great competitor. So excited for that. And then Meg Brown is somebody that has just been, 4-year starter at Pepperdine and just an incredible arm. And so she's a middle, but she could play a little right side for us, and so similar to Katie, and so she's a versatile player. But the athleticism of both of them and just I think just the potential, I think, of what they can be, and just who they are already, it was just really appealing, and we feel like we got better.
Yeah, no doubt. And had good fits, it seems like. And obviously the interest in K-State from the portal would be obvious. It just seemed like if anybody saw the excitement that was around year one, the feeling inside Morgan for home matches. As you put a bow on year one, I know you recently had your end-of-the-year banquet. Yeah. As you wrap up that and take a final look back, what were some of the highlights from you? Because that class, that group of young women will forever be kind of the foundation, right, for your stamp on this program.
Yeah, it was great to have the banquet and to reflect and again, like you said, put a bow on a special season. And really easy to look back and be really grateful and really excited about what happened. The matches that we played and how special the arena were things that pretty much made the season kind of what it was. But I think the more I reflect on it, the more I just saw a lot of individual growth, and being in the gym with a lot of those players right now, it's just really exciting to see them continue to grow and know that they're on a really cool path, to getting better. So that's what I remember the most, is how proud I am of the individual growth and how we got better as a team and how we were, again, playing really well at the end of the year. And again, as a coach, like, you don't want anything more than that. You want to be playing your best volleyball at the end. I think it just speaks to kind of their commitment to each other and their commitment to getting in the gym every day and getting better.
Now, you mentioned not making the tournament. It was a snub that obviously is motivation for some. You mentioned Aaliyah. That was part of her decision-making. That's hard to carry, though, over 12 months into next year's season. So what has been the focus during winter off-season as you do individuals and a little bit of teamwork that you're allowed to do? What has been the focus? What have you tried to get better at?
Yeah, I think the big spaces that we need to get better at is really on the offensive side of the ball. So we need to pass the ball better, and we need to have a more diverse offense. We have 80% of our offense coming back, which is great. But I think that, just trying to have a couple different sets that we're good at that we can set in all situations, and then first contact stuff. We feel good about where Izzy and Ava are as setters, but the passing part of it, specifically after losing Mackenzie Morris, it's going to be difficult for us to to be good in that space. So we're small groups, small passing groups, and small attacking groups, and then one team practice is what we've been doing for the last 3 weeks.
Spring will be on us here in a moment. I'm going to ask you about that in a second, the spring schedule where teams you can go out and play some other people that are not K-State necessarily if you wanted. But first, let me ask you about recruiting, because I know that's on the horizon. It's always there. It's a nonstop deal.
Yeah.
So what's next? Are you still looking to add to this next year's team, or is this building now for the future classes down the road?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, recruiting never stops, right? So even though we physically can't go out and watch recruits these last couple months since the season, there's a transfer portal, which we were fortunate to get Meg and Jordan. We're getting emails from players from high school and club players all the time, and we're watching video on them, talking to club coaches and all that. So that doesn't really stop, but this is the first weekend, where we can actually go out and watch recruits. And the best tournament of the year, in a lot of people's opinion, is right here in Kansas City. It's called Triple Crown. Every single player from 14 years old all the way up to 18. So we have a lot of our commits will be there, our 24s and 25s that are verbally committed to us. And then we're on to the 26 class, so the sophomore class. It's an exciting time. We're pretty much going to be out every weekend. There's tournaments every weekend throughout the country for the next 5 months. And so that's exciting. But we're still looking to potentially add a player, to our roster. But we like who we have in the gym right now, and we like who we have coming in with our freshman class and with Meg. It's great to have Jordan in the gym right now with us. So that's a big deal for her to get acclimated in that way. But recruiting never stops. We're constantly trying to evaluate and how do we make our team better.
With everybody, as you said, a lot of the offense coming back for next year. You're obviously minus some in the middle, but as you look to the spring schedule, what will you do with the spring schedule once you get them back? Take us to the timeline, I guess, of when can everybody convene, when you can have full practices, and will you play some top teams across the country?
So the way it works is we can only be in the gym 4 hours a week during what I call winter, which has been the last 3 weeks. So we do that for about 4 weeks, and then we can start 20 hours a week of practice, which is basically what we have in the fall. And so we'll do that for about 8 weeks. So that's the week before spring break, and then we get going after spring break. We can play 4 competitions, and we want to play the best teams. So we are playing Nebraska. We're trying to play Missouri. We're playing in a UMKC tournament and hopefully playing a couple good teams there. And then we're playing Wichita State at home. So we're really trying to play just the best teams that we can play. We can only go a certain distance. So we couldn't go out to California and play those teams. But we're very fortunate. There's a lot of great teams, within driving distance for us to play. So getting our jerseys on and playing somebody else, hopefully in front of a couple people, where there's some good emotions and some excitement, is really kind of the goal, because you're just at some point you're tired of playing each other. So
Understandable. Looking forward to seeing that. I will find out more about season tickets for 2024 coming up later this spring and into the summer. I know fans were super excited to see what this team is going to have in store for it for next year. And for those that are still looking about ways to help, of course, Wildcat NIL, the athletic department has a great partnership with them. And of course, that's another place you can help out with K-State Volleyball. Certainly can. Put funds that way if you wish to. So check them out at catsnil.com. And for the most part, when you're out on the road, I'm going to ask you this as well. Are you guys going as a staff to everywhere, or are you all watching the same kid, or are you splintered off on different courts?
Yeah, we just had an hour-long meeting about this weekend because, again, it's so overwhelming with the amount of talent that's in the gym and players that again are committed to us. We'll all be out. All four of us will be out this weekend. But for the most part, it's one or two coaches going to one tournament, one coach going to another tournament, and we're just trying to spread it out the best we can because there's just talent all over this country, and there's talent at all these tournaments. And so, we have a list of 50 to 100 girls, that we want to try to see over the next 3 days, and we're evaluating. We're finding new talent. We're trying to figure out who might be interested in us and the right fit that way. But it's exciting because you're looking to the future and you're trying to find the next Wildcats.
It's very exciting to hear about that. And for fans that will be out and about in Kansas City, or if you're obviously there's going to be a lot of people at that tournament. I've heard about it before. Keep an eye out for the purple, the lavender, the Wildcat script, the Power Cat. Throw up the Wildcat if you see Coach Mansfield and his staff as they walk around and evaluate. And looking forward, keep an eye out for those ticket announcements that will be coming up later this spring as well. And we'll jump back. I think this is good. We'll periodically jump back into this and visit with you and get an update from the program, how things are going, if you're open to it.
Love it.
All right.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks to Preston Kerner for his help for this as well. For Jason Mansfield, I'm Brian Smoller. Thank you for watching and listening to this K-State podcast.